Okay, so we will see the next lab, and the name of the lab is serverless data analysis with data flow with side inputs, and the code is written in the Java. So basically, we need to deal with the data flow services, right? And we need to process some data, and it is mentioned it is serverless. We already know data flow is a serverless service, because we don't need to create a cluster automatically at the back end. Virtual machine get created, so that's why it is called as serverless, and we have to do some data analysis, but this time with some side inputs, right? So as part of this lab, what we will do is, we have some data in the BigQuery, right? So a data is already available to us, and it is placed in the, it is already exist in the BigQuery. So what we will do is, we will write some Java code, and basically as part of this lab, we don't have to write the Java code. The Java code is already written for us, but we will definitely analyze the particular Java code. So as part of the Java code, it is a pipeline, and pipeline is nothing but it's a combination of the steps of jobs. So job 1 is running, job 2 is running, job 3 is running, job 4 is running. So all the combination, we call it as a pipeline. So in the pipeline, what that particular pipeline will do is, as the data exists in the BigQuery, so first step is, it will read the data from the BigQuery, right? And basically that pipeline is the data flow pipeline. Once it read the data, it will then process the particular data through the data flow pipeline itself, and it will generate some output, right? And we have another pipeline, right? And that pipeline will take this output, that is the output of the first pipeline, combine it with the output of this one, and then create a final output. So this output is considered as a side input, because let's suppose this is the pipeline, and we are giving an input to this pipeline, and we have, let's suppose we have two pipelines, pipeline 1 and pipeline 2, right? So in pipeline 2, it is taking the input of their own data, plus it is taking one more input, and that particular input is the output of the another pipeline. So that output of the another pipeline is called as the side input. So that's why we call it as a side input. So generally, till now, we have seen is, we have normal pipeline, step 1, then step 2, then step 3, a kind of a sequential pipeline. But in this, we could see we have a step 1, then step 2, then step 3, and we have another pipeline, let's suppose step 1 1, step 2 2, step 3 3, and these will get combined. This will get combined and run further steps, step 6, step 7, and then create final output, right? So this particular output of the first pipeline is considered as the side input for the second pipeline, or you can say the output of the second pipeline is considered as the side input for the first pipeline, alright? So we will see all this. So let's start the lab. Copy the username, open Google Console, paste the username or email, copy the password, next, And one more thing, as part of this lab, like when the final output will be generated, so we will store the final output in cloud storage bucket. Okay, so it is open. So you could see in this lab like how to load the data to the BigQuery and the complex use side input and stream into the BigQuery. Okay, the objective of this lab is basically like we have the data into the BigQuery, so we will use the particular data which already exists in the BigQuery, and that particular data is called as a data source, and we will feed the particular data into the data flow pipeline, and use the result of the particular pipeline as a side input to the another pipeline, right? So we will read the data from the BigQuery into data flow, use the output of the first pipeline as a side input to the another pipeline. Side input means the output of the first pipeline goes as an input of the another pipeline, not exactly input, but it combine in between. Okay, so let's start. And also like you guys are aware, like when we, because the data flow is the serverless, and when the data flow pipeline will get generated automatically, like it creates some staging file, it creates some temporary files internally. So we have to store those temporary files, right? So generally we create a cloud storage bucket and we store that so that the particular staging files or temporary files get stored in the cloud storage bucket. Along with that, we have to store our final output into the cloud storage bucket. So as part of this lab itself, we have to create the cloud storage bucket so that we can store our output, plus a data flow pipeline can use the output. So the code is already written for us, so we have some pipeline. So there are two approaches, like either write some code in the Python or the Java, right, and write the pipeline code and submit the particular job. So code is already written, so it is available in some GitHub repo, so we have to clone that particular repo, right? So yeah, we have to clone that particular repo. So what we will do is, so let's activate the Cloud Shell. So just clicking on this icon, we have to activate the Cloud Shell. So let me check which user is currently logged in. So I will list all the authorization user. So you could see only one user is active, that is the student user, and we have only this user, that is the student user, right? So our user is active, so that's fine. So let's run normal command, a git clone command to clone the before that let me show you, like we don't have anything available, we have just a readme file, and that readme file is of the Cloud Shell text, so nothing else. So let's perform the git clone so that it can clone the particular repo from the GitHub to our Cloud Shell VM. Okay. In the meanwhile, let me open the cloud storage as well, because we have to create the bucket. Along with that, let me open the data flow pipeline. So we have to create the bucket as well. So we have to give some unique name. So let me copy the project ID. So just click on the create bucket. And why we have to create the bucket? Because for the two purpose. One is that we have to store the output into the cloud storage bucket, plus we are running the data flow pipeline. So data flow pipeline internally created some temporary files, some staging files. So where that data flow will store those files. So it will store into the cloud storage bucket. So we will like continue. We will like create as a multi-region and the in the US as a location. So just click on the create. So bucket get created. Now it is empty, so nothing in the bucket, right? So we could see as well like our repo get cloned. So if I do ls, so you could see like a training data analyst, we could see the repo. So let's open that in the editor. And why I am opening into the editor, because so that like we can look into the code. Okay, so first we need the code, and the code is already available, so we have cloned it. And why we need the code? Because they told that we have to run the data flow pipeline. So there are two approaches: either write your own code, or either use the code which exists, which already available to us. Okay, so second thing is like create a cloud storage bucket. We have already created, right? Plus like we have to use these like bucket variable like when we actually run the data flow pipeline. So better. Okay, let me open the code. So under the training data analyst, so we have the courses. Under the courses we have the data analysis. Under the data analysis we have the lab 2. Under the lab 2 we have the Java help. Under the Java help we have the source. Under the source main Java com Google Cloud training, and the file name is Java project that needs help .java. So now the code is open. Okay, so this is the Java code like which is already available to us, and it is like basically the pipeline code. Let me show you. Yeah, so it is a pipeline. Basically they are creating the pipeline, and even I like know very few things, but the main things which we have to see, like I will tell you. Okay, so we have opened the Java code. Along with that, let me open the terminal. So terminal also open. Yeah, so first I have to like create the bucket variable, so that I can use the rather than every time pasting the project bucket ID, I can just use the $bucket symbol. So I am exporting the variable. If I do echo $bucket, so bucket variable is set. So this is already done. This is completed. Now we have to like use the project ID as well. So project ID like stored into the devchar underscore project underscore ID. So it already picked. Yeah, okay. So also like as I told you, like we have the BigQuery data available. So let's see whether we have the BigQuery data already available or not. So under the big data we have the BigQuery. Let's open to the new tab. Let's copy the query. So as part of this lab, like we need the cloud storage bucket, because to store the output, so we have created it. We need the data, because this particular data flow pipeline will read the data from the BigQuery. So in the BigQuery itself there should be the data exist. So this is the particularly like a public bucket, not a bucket, public data set. So if I run this, so this is basically a GitHub data set which took the extract of all the GitHub Java code. So if you see line number 1, it is a like extract the Java code which is available into the GitHub repo. Line number like row number 2 as well, the Java code row number 3 Java code, row number 4. So these are the Java codes. So you could see like a 12.2 GB of data processed. So one more thing like I want to show. So if I run the count star statement, so let me run the count star statement, right? So I am running the count star. So what it will tell, like it will tell the like total number of rows. So you could see it had tell us the total number of rows 2196427. But if you see, it says that 0 byte processed, right? So why it says that the 0 byte processed? Doesn't it like go through each and every row and count like count is equal to count plus 1, count plus 1, count plus 1? Doesn't it do that? So why it like say that the 0 byte process? Because count is basically a metadata, and metadata is getting stored like in the BigQuery itself. So whatever the bucket name, so like it store its metadata. So let me show you if we have any public bucket. So if I like click on any table, so if I go to the details, so you could see like the number of rows is already here. So this is already available as part of a metadata. So when I run the count star query, so it get the particular number of records from its metadata, and metadata already like stored in the BigQuery itself. So there is no need for any kind of processing. So that's why like it is showing as a 0 byte processed. So they have asked like the particular question like when we run the count star like why it processes the 0 bytes of data. So the reason is because BigQuery like stores common metadata about the table like row count. So querying metadata process 0 bytes. Okay. Yeah. So like code is available in this directory under the lab 2 and under the Java help, like, and this is the Java project that need help. Okay, so I have already opened, so I will like go through that, but before that let me show you. So the code is basically like look like this. So the first thing is the get Java. Get Java means like in the BigQuery, like as I told you, BigQuery contains some data, and that data is like the Java codes of all the GitHub repos. So get Java is like one of the step. 2 lines is the second step. Need help is the third step. Combine per key is the third step. So this is one pipeline. This is the another pipeline, and these are combining here. Let me show you. So you could see, so this pipeline and this pipeline are getting combined here. So this is generally called as a side input. So if we consider this pipeline as a main, if we consider this as a main pipeline, then we can let's say that for this pipeline this is as a side input. If we consider right one as a main pipeline, then the left one is considered as a side input, and then it will like combine. Now how to write that particular Java code, that is not the topic as part of this, but like how we can check what or all the steps. What you have to do is just find the apply keyword. So you could see like apply. So they have created the pipeline like using the pipeline function like pipeline.create. So pipeline is the P. So as part of the pipeline, what is the first step? So p.apply. What is the first step? Get Java is the first step. So if I go here, so get Java is the first step. So wherever you could see apply function, that is the step of that particular pipeline. So I could see apply here in the get Java. So get Java, it is basically reading the BigQuery, right, and storing into the Java content, and after that once it like get the Java, after that it is reading its lines. So the next step is 2 lines, because we could see another apply function, alright, 2 lines. So after the get Java we have the 2 line step. Okay, now So the third apply step is here, need help, right? So third step is need help, right? Then see the next apply. So next apply is sum of integers per key. So the next is combine per key sum, right? So next step is apply to view. So this is the next step, that is the to view. This is the next step. Okay, so this is the next step, and let me show you. This is the first pipeline, p dot apply, and 2 lines, and it gives you Java content, and on the Java content they are applying the further functions. If you could see on the Java content, so this is the Java content, they are Java content dot apply, so they are applying the further functions. So this is the part of the one pipeline, like so first step is this, second step is this, third step is this, fourth step is this, fifth step is this, right? But why these two steps are not like why these two steps are like came as a separate? It means these two steps not applying after this, but these two steps applying onto this, onto the first two. So first two, so that's why like we split the pipeline into this way. First two step we store into the Java content, and on the top of the Java content we apply 3 step. Then on the Java content itself, so Java content means like first 2 step. So on the Java content we are applying the is popular, sum, and the composite score, right? So is popular, sum, and then the composite score. So this is the one pipeline. But when we applying the composite score, we are taking this pipeline as an input, right? So this is as a side input. So we are using the side input as a function. Let me show you. So where it is. So when we apply sum and when we apply the composite score, yeah, when we apply the composite score, so when we apply the composite score, we are applying the with side inputs, and which input it is taking? Package that need help, and package that need help is basically these 3 steps: need help, combine per key, and to view, because we have created let me show you, divided the particular 3 step need help, sum, and to view into the package that need help. So we are applying when we applying the composite key, so we are applying the dot with side inputs, and with side input with the package that need help, and after that we are applying the top and the to string. So if I go scroll down, then I am applying the top and the to string, and after the to string we are applying text input output dot write. So it is basically writing the output, so that is apply, and the last apply is text input output write. It is writing into the CSV file. Once the CSV file is written, so it will basically like store the particular output into the bucket, right? So like I don't know like what is the meaning of like Apache Beam.hdk option description, but as part of this lab what we have to like see is how like they have write these steps, because if we have to create the pipeline, so how we can create the, so each step of is considered as a apply function. Whenever we have to apply any step, so that particular will be particular step will be go as a argument into the apply function. So if we have to create a 2 different pipeline, so split into one pipeline and then split into the second pipeline and store that into the some variable and apply the next content onto that particular variable. So we are applying the Java content dot apply, and we are storing that particular the P collection. Collection means you can say some set of jobs, some set of steps. Okay, so we have like look at this how they have. So we have explored the pipeline code. Okay, so we have explored the pipeline code. Now the next step is we have to execute the particular pipeline code. So let go to the particular folder first, and after that we have some script available. And what is the name of the script? OwnCloud3.sh. so let me open OwnCloud3.sh as well. OwnCloud3.sh. so OwnCloud3.sh. so it is basically a like a script. We are running like the particular pipeline because we have to trigger the data flow job, and as part of the data flow job we have to run the Java code. So they are compiling the Java code using the maven compile and -e execute Java, right? And they are mentioning the bucket as well, because as I told you, like we need to mention like where it will store the staging files, where it will store the temporary file, where it will store the output file. And what is the runner? Runner means like this should run like as part of the which service. So it will run as a data flow service. Okay, so this is the .sh file. So now we have to run the particular .sh file. So clear. So now we have to run the particular .sh file. So we are giving the argument $dev shell project id, bucket, and the file name like which we have to run. And that's why like they are checking. If you check if $hash not equal to 3, then it will like exit that particular command. It means it is accepting the 3 arguments, and this could be the like syntax of accept the to check the number of arguments. Okay, so if I execute that particular pipeline and I go to the data flow and I do the refresh here, so automatically like I can see 1 minute. So this is get triggered. Okay, so it is triggering. So automatically at the back end data flow pipeline should be triggered. So let me refresh it. So you could see the particular pipeline get triggered. If I open this particular pipeline, Java that needs help. All okay. So right now this pipeline is failed. So let's check why the particular pipeline is get failed. So let me click on this icon. It will open into the log explorer. Generally I have noticed that even the data flow pipeline API is enabled, and I'm not sure whether this is a kind of a bug or what is that, but generally at the first time the pipeline get failed, and if I re-trigger it because they told that data flow API is enabled for your project or there is some issue with the service account, but there is not an issue with the service account. Even the data flow pipeline API is also enabled. If I re-trigger the same command, I have not done anything. So let me re-trigger the same command. It will again re-trigger the job. Now it will like run successful. So I'm not sure whether this is a kind of a bug or what is actually that, why like within the first instance why the pipeline not get successful. Even after the API is enabled, everything is fine. Or maybe I am missing some steps. So it has build the successful, so Java code has built successful, so compilation has been successful. If I refresh it, so pipeline gets started. If I open this, so you could see all those steps which I have shown you, like in the code: get Java, 2 lines, need help, combine, right? And if I go to the browser, if I open the bucket, so you could see we have created the empty bucket. So automatically like staging file gets stored here, because when the data flow pipeline get trigger, automatically like it store some staging files, some temporary files. So once the pipeline will get completed, at the last step, let me close this. At the last step, it will write the CSV file as well, right? Along with that, if I show you, it automatically like hopefully it automatically create the virtual machine, because data flow is the serverless service, so it should create the virtual machine automatically at the back end. And once the pipeline will get finished, like it will like stop the virtual machine and will delete the particular instances. See, these 3 virtual machine with the name Java project that needs help. So I have not created this, so automatically, because like data flow is the serverless service, so we don't have to worry about the underlying servers or underlying machines. Automatically like 3 machines get triggered. So once the pipeline will get finished, automatically all these virtual machine get stopped and then get deleted. Okay, so let's monitor the particular pipeline. So it is running, so it is reading the content, right? So we can see the data. So it is like what step it is reading the BigQuery. So 2 lines. It is basically like a batch type of job. It is not a streaming, because the data is already exist in the database, so it is not coming as a like a real-time data. So it is a batch type of pipeline. Current worker is 3, so number of virtual machines are 3. Okay, so yeah. So it will like take a few minutes to get that completed. So either let's wait, or either I can so hopefully like you understand like a little bit of at least information, like what we are actually doing as part of this lab. So as part of this lab, like we are saying like how to do the data analysis using the data flow, but with side input. So as part of the side input, how to like design our pipeline. So when we explore the pipeline code, basically like how we have to design the pipeline. So each step is a apply step, right? So each step is basically a one apply step. So each step is basically like apply step, and whenever we have to like create a different pipeline, like one, if we have to create some sequential pipeline, then we can like no need to like create different functions. Just create one argument and then dot apply, all these steps we can put in a sequence. But when we have to like create some kind of graphs, okay, first we want this sequence should be triggered, then this sequence should be triggered, then these two should be combined, and then like the some sequence should be triggered in some sequence. Then like we have to like first two job in a one step, and then these three should be in another step, then these two in another step, but should be apply on the first two step, and these three should be apply on the first two steps. And the same thing like they have done. So get Java and the two lines, so these are the first two, so they have like created first like segregated the particular, and when this Java content on the top of the Java content, they have apply next three function, and on the top of the Java content itself they have apply like next three function. Now they have to combine them, and combine means like they have to trigger it as a like a side input. So after that, like once the particular step will get completed, they are like taking it as a side input, and after that like the two step needs to be like applied into the sequence. But what, so we have see the number of steps, but what all these steps are doing, so I am not sure what all the steps are doing. So just by reading, so I have like get some idea. So they are like so BigQuery, they are running some BigQuery read query. So we have like put some Java query like select content from the particular bucket. So these are the bucket. So this step is like executing that particular query. So once the data will be like loaded, so it is like reading each line. Once it is reading each line, like so it is processing something like it is splitting the lines, right? So I'm not much familiar with Java. So after that, like it is doing some more thing. Doing some kind of some operation. Not sure like what is written inside that. But by looking at the output, like we will like check what is it. Okay, so we have triggered the pipeline. So how much it got completed, let's see. So it is still running. So this step is running, this step is running. So once the step will get completed, it will like combine both the output. Let me like pause the video, otherwise it will become lengthy. It is still running, like you could see the number of elements per second is 8348. It will like get increases, so it increases to 10,000. It will further increase 10,187, 10,185, 3,036. So it is still running. How much time it will take? Let me check if it is written in the lab. So they have told that wait till the command is fully executed. It will take around 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, 5 to 7 minutes is okay. So we could see the green check mark. So green check mark means like the first step got completed. So second completed, third completed. So these are completed. So now they are like combining both the steps. Then they will like read the top 1000 record, then convert it into the string, then writing into the some .csv file and put them into the bucket. So like in output location is our bucket, because when we run the pipeline we have mentioned that output prefix is bucket. Under the bucket, like with Java help folder will be created. Under the Java help output folder will be created. So till now we don't have any like Java help, so but it will definitely, it should created. If I open this, yeah, Java help is now created. So if I open the Java help, output.csv is already there, so it is being written. So let's wait for that. So toString is also completed. Yeah, so pipeline is I think completed. So pipeline is still running, but all the step completed. Why the pipeline is still running? Because it is trying to delete the VM. So let me refresh it. See, and the instance is being stopped. So once the instance is being stopped, then it will like get deleted, and then the pipeline will get fully mark as succeeded. But we have the output has been stored, so we can like browse the particular output. So let's copy the particular output to so I am copying the particular output with normal gsutil command. So let look at the first 10 records or 20 records. So we could see org is 179.79, com is 175 over. It is basically I think like getting all the packages, all the list of the package. Tail output.csv. Yeah, I think it is like the code is basically to get all the packages. So in package means like when we write the Java code, so these are written like java.util, java.util.list, java package. Yeah, I think this package.com.google. By looking at the output, I think these are the package com.google, io, de, org.eclipse. So it is reading all the GitHub Java code, and it is telling okay how many times the particular package is being used, or how many times, or not sure what is the number, but like we created the output. So the instance is getting stopped, it is now deleted. So let's look at the pipeline. So let's refresh it. So it is succeeded. So let's check the status of the pipeline, check my progress. So it's completed. So we got the full marks. Yeah, so that's the end of the lab. So yeah, thank you.